Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu What do we do? One more than you, or you want now?
What do you want?
Somebody can play with that.
We'll do a short one. 7 minutes. Excuse me, I have to keep my foot out here, so sorry to point it. I have to point, maybe I put second. Because my leg is slowly dying. Can somebody call Madonna player? Maybe Toshana Krishna. We need a Madonna.
Wordt om een Madanga player gevraagd.
Ja. Laat hij. Thank you for coming today to Islam Muslim Temple. Today's lecture will be given by His Grace Shiraz Ineffable. He's well known actually, he's for a very long time connected to ISKCON, at least more than 10 years. Also lived in the previous temple building over here. And he is especially well known for his service Prasadam distribution coordination in the kitchen. So we miss him very much for that. That's why we didn't start yet. He now lives in Mumbai, but we are very happy that he is now temporarily back. So give him a big Haribol!
Haribol!
Hare Krishna.
You want harmonium?
So we'll sing Jai Radha Madhav first. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Radha
Kuja Vihari
वासुदेवाय
ॐ नमो भगवते 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 वासुदेवाय
Hare Krishna. From all the devotees. So we will read from Bhagavad Gita as it is today. So we take one verse from chapter number 2. This chapter is entitled Contents of the Gita Summarized. So we'll just repeat this verse and then we'll discuss
Which verse?
about the content. Chapter 2, verse 40. So this is related to the conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. The second chapter, wherein Arjuna has asked few questions, has expressed his disagreement or disappointment in not fighting the war better, and Krishna is trying to convince Arjuna that he has to fight. So one of the verse where Krishna is telling Arjuna is this one, verse number 40. So I will just repeat the verse, we'll take the translation purport and then we'll start today's class. So this verse goes like this. Neha vikrama nasosti prattavyayo na vidyate swalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. Do we take verse now?
Yeah, it's trying to connect.
It's okay, I can. So translation and purport by His Divine Grace Sri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Yes.
They are right.
Yeah.
So translation I can take. So Krishna says to Arjuna, in this endeavor there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Activity in Krishna consciousness or acting for the benefit of Krishna without expectation of sense gratification is the highest transcendental quality of work. Even a small beginning of such activity finds no impediment, nor can that small beginning be lost at any stage. Any work begun on the material plane has to be completed, otherwise the whole attempt becomes a failure. But any work begun in Krishna consciousness has a permanent effect, even though it is not finished. The performer of such work is therefore not at a loss, even if his work in Krishna consciousness is incomplete. 1% done in Krishna consciousness bears permanent results, so that the next beginning is from the point of 2%. Whereas in material activity, without 100% success, there is no profit. Ajamila performed his duty in some percentage of Krishna consciousness, but the result he enjoyed at the end was 100% by the grace of the Lord. There is a nice verse in this connection in Bhagavatam 1.5:17. Tyaktva sadharmam charanam bhujam hare bhajan apakpo atapate tato yadi yatra patram abhut amushyakim ko varta apto bhajatam swadharmatu. If someone gives up his occupational duties and works in Krishna consciousness and then falls down on account of not completing his work, what loss is there on his part? And what can one gain if one performs his material activities perfectly? Or as the Christians say, what profit a man if he gain the whole world yet suffers the loss of his eternal soul? Material activities and the results end with the body, but work in Krishna consciousness carries a person again to Krishna consciousness, even after the loss of the body. At least one is sure to have a chance in the next life of being born again as a human being, either in the family of a great cultured Brahmana or in a rich aristocratic family. That will give one a further chance for elevation. That is the unique quality of work done in Krishna consciousness. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurur Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. This is one of the very important words in Bhagavad Gita. So basically, Arjuna is asking different types of questions to Krishna because he is in a state of, kind of a shock. Like, because before coming to the battle, he was mentally ready, he was prepared, he was completely ready that he was having so much confidence that he will win the battle. So basically, that was his confidence level. But when he reached the, in the middle of the battleground, and when he saw that in the opposite side, the people who are standing, the warriors that are, in front of him is nothing but his own family members. And because of that emotional, that emotional thing, he could not, could not think that he can continue. And that's where his confidence got lost. And then he's telling basically Krishna that he cannot fight. And so then Krishna starts to explain about the importance of soul, about the properties of soul, and about the process. So basically in second chapter, the chapter is entitled Contents of the Gita Summarized. So first chapter is where it is shown that how Arjuna got bewildered, so why he got bewildered. And second chapter, basically in the beginning itself, Krishna, what he does, he summarizes the whole Bhagavad Gita. So few verses or few points from the chapters that he is going to explain, he summarizes in this chapter, and he explains the process of Krishna consciousness, in brief. And then he says that whoever practices this approach, this Krishna consciousness philosophy or Krishna consciousness process, whoever endeavors to follow this, then there is no loss, even if he fails to do that in that current life. Because Arjuna is asking questions on our behalf. People might have questioned that, okay, I have started this process. So like we, in the material world, when we live, we basically carry that experience in spiritual life also. We think whatever works in material life, same thing will work here. So therefore Arjuna is asking that, in material life, when we, let's say for example, when becomes engineer, works in a high IT company. But after that, when you get a new body, you cannot say that, when you're born, you cannot say that I was an IT engineer before in my past life.
Yes, I had good management skills, I was a king, I cannot put on my curriculum.
So basically, one has to go through all the kindergarten, school, then high school, and then, post-graduation, and then he can claim that, now I have become management or, engineer. No matter, who you are. You have to go through the process. So that's what Arjuna is also asking, that, okay, let's say if somebody comes to this process, but then if he dies, then next life again it's gone. So therefore Krishna is telling that in this endeavor, whoever comes and whoever starts the process, and by chance, let's say he is not able to complete in this current life, then there is no loss. And then Prabhupada in the purport is mentioning that, let's say he completes 1%. Okay, he starts the process, completes 1%. So, and because of some reason is not able to completely, purify himself, completely liberate himself, then what? Then he can start in the next life from 2%. And in this verse, it's mentioned that one is protected from the most dangerous type of fear. So our acharyas, they explain what is this most dangerous type of fear.
Fear of death.
Yeah, exactly. And not exactly fear of death. If you go beyond that, fear of getting back into the cycle. So we have 8,400,000 species of life. And out of these, 400,000 are human species. Rest all animal species. So, and by very, very divine arrangement, one gets a human species. So if one neglects the opportunity and doesn't does the dharma or the activities that is supposed to be done, then he falls back again to that cycle of 8,400,000. And once one skips this human life and gets animal form of life, then he has to follow the 8 million animal form of species, and then he gets a human form of life. So that's the dangerous type of fear. But just imagine, like if you enter any animal species and then for getting a human body, next time you have to wait for 8 million species. So that can be avoided if simply one starts the process. So that's why Prabhupada mentions that he will get a birth in either a Brahmana or a priestly order of life, a family, or he will be born to a very rich person where he doesn't have to struggle for basic maintenance, and then he can focus on spiritual life. Basically, Krishna will protect. So that's where the concept is here. And this Krishna consciousness process that is explained here, this is not like something that started when Prabhupada went to West. So Krishna consciousness process, it's a very, very old process. It's a very old, it happened that after many like years, it got lost. Like for example, when 500 years before, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in this planet. So why he appeared? Because that process got lost. Even Krishna, when he explained this Bhagavad Gita, so he tells in one of the verses that I come again and again to re-establish the principles of religion. And wherever there is irreligion, I destroy that. So here he comes again and again. So it happens that after a few decades or after many years, that the process gets bit lost. But it's not that something new has been created. So even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he revived that process, the process of bhakti. And every age has its own way of perfecting the life. Like we have 4 yugas: Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar, and Kali Yuga. So 4 ages we have, and this is the Kali Yuga, where the path to perfection is chanting the holy name that we were doing just a few minutes back. Kirtan, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So, but it's not like in the previous ages. This was like if somebody chanted, he was not able to perfect his life. It's not like that. So every age has its prominent process, but other process also works. But there is some process that is prominent. For example, in Kali Yuga, like in the other ages, in Satya Yuga we had the meditation. So people used to live for hundreds of thousands of years, and they used to meditate.
First cycle, was that? That was the first age?
Yeah, first age, Satya Yuga. That was the first age. But now if you just close your eyes and try to meditate for even 5-10 minutes, your mind will not be here. It goes somewhere else. That's how Kali Yuga is like. It's so difficult to meditate. So therefore, even now, if somebody tries to perfect his life meditation, it's possible. But then the situation, the environment around us, it's not so conducive for meditation. Then in the Treta Yuga, it was doing sacrifice, fire sacrifice, big yagya. So that time they had pure Brahmanas, pure priests who were very pure, in their mind, in their heart. They had the power, like for example, we read about hot sacrifice or cow sacrifice. So they had so much power that when they sacrificed some animal, they used to get a human form of life, or even liberation. So that the priest had such powers. But can you find such priest now if you want to do such sacrifice? No. Even the ingredients that is used for the sacrifice, they are so pure. Okay, I mean, each and every ingredients or each and every articles that are used are so pure. So that is also not possible. Of course, we do yagya also in this age, right? You will see, even marriage, we do sacrifice and also that's done, but that's not the prominent for this age because it's not like the Treta Yuga. Then in Dwapar Yuga or in this Dwapar Yuga age, deity worship or worshipping the Supreme Lord through the deity form. It can be made of metal, it can be made of wood. So that was prominent, and that was the way of perfection. But again, the priests that were worshipping, they were very pure. Okay, and in fact, in India there are many temples which are from that age, like like Jagannath Puri, and there are many temples which are like very, very old, many thousands of years old. So such huge temple used to be like people used to worship the Lord. That was the process. Now it's again difficult. So in Kali Yuga, therefore we have this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra because it is very easy to perform. Anybody can do it, and the other advantage is whatever we heard about the other ages, it seems to be so difficult to perform, like, meditating for thousands of years and then doing sacrifice with such pure ingredients and then worshipping the Lord with such arrangements. So it seems so difficult. But all the results that is possible by that process, it is absolutely more than that, it's possible by chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So that is the advantage of this Kali Yuga. In fact, it is mentioned that there are many entities that live in the heavenly planets. They want to take birth in this earth, specifically during this Kali Yuga. Because it's easy, right? You just chant Mahamantra and then perfect your life. And we can experience the devotees. I mean, when they share their experiences, you can understand that how before, what they were before chanting Hare Krishna and what they are now. So you can see the transformation. Okay, so if you want to know like for example, many reporters used to argue with Prabhupada, that please show us some magic, because that was the concept that time, that if you are a guru or something, then you have to show some magic. And Prabhupada used to say that if you want to see my magic, just see my disciples. Just see what they were before and what they are now. Because that is the real magic, when you are able to transform the heart. And it's not like a temporary transform. It's like, it really, many devotees, to imagine that time, 1965, 66, that time counterculture was going on. And to imagine the hippies leaving all the, intoxication and meditating all those process and then following the Krishna consciousness process. It's completely, so, like when Prabhupada came there, what he had with him was this chanting Mahamantra and 4 principles: no meditating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. And when he reached there, he saw the people were doing absolutely those 4 points. They were going against those 4 principles. So you are going to a place. So normally when we go to if we're going to take some project, we normally look for a favorable environment, right? If you want to, let's say, open a restaurant, so you will go to a place where there are people, where people like to eat food. You will not go to a place where people don't like to eat food. Then your restaurant will go. And here Prabhupada is starting a project. He is going to a place where the things that he is taking with himself, people are doing exactly opposite of that. So just imagine how difficult will be that project, right? That you are trying to preach certain things which the people are very much like to do. And in fact, it was mentioned that time that the hippies, they never used to hear people who were like above 30 years of age. So they had enough of their parents. They never wanted to listen to any,
Authority. They don't want to listen to authority.
Authority, exactly. So they don't want to listen to authority. And here Prabhupada, his age was 70 years. So it's like more than the double. And so just imagine, this is the scenario, but what Prabhupada had at Mahamantra. And by this we can see the power of the Mahamantra in this age. And therefore this age of Kali Yuga has this unique way of chanting by which we can progress in Krishna consciousness, this process. And everybody has their own pace, So we might see some people coming to this process and immediately taking it up and progressing very nicely. But we might see some people coming from many years at their own pace they are doing. So therefore there is no problem if we see this verse, that you can take your own pace. The important thing is we should see the goal. So that is important. Like when you are climbing, a mountain or, a ladder, then what is important is like the goal should be in your focus. That should be there. But we should not be bewildered by like how far it is. Like let's say we are just starting. So goal, but always if you see like I'm getting bewildered, then that is not good. So what is important is that you focus on the present as well. Okay, so sometimes what happens, people see, okay, and then they try to rush or try to be someone which they are not. And and then what happens, falls down. So therefore it is also important that when you are going towards the goal, focusing towards the goal, then it's also important to see your present, okay, and take slowly. So, and therefore the Lord is giving assurance here that just by chance, if you're not able to, liberate yourself or get perfection in this lifetime, then there is another chance that will be given, and that Krishna is giving assurance. Even in the Bhagavatam verse, we saw that what is the use that if you in this material world, if you attain perfection, like in the material activities, perfectly if you do everything, but what is the use? Because at the end of the life, you are going to lose everything. But here in spiritual practice, even if you do 1%, then that becomes permanent. There is only thing that can stop your journey. Of course, nothing can reduce it, but it can stop is if you offend the devotees, if you criticize the devotees, criticize people, then that is something that the Lord definitely doesn't like. So, and that is something that also Prabhupada many times mentioned, that there were many people who were becoming devotees, but many were also going out. And Prabhupada used to explain the reason is this, Vaishnava, because sometimes when you get familiar with certain devotees, you start criticizing, you start fault finding, and so that is something that can hinder the process or stop the process. Of course, as Krishna is mentioning, nothing is lost. It will not be lost. It will be just, become stagnant. It will not move. Your progress will not move. And then only the mercy of the devotees can help to come out of this. So, and we should also understand, like, we all have come to this process to purify ourselves. Okay, just for example, when one goes to the hospital, and let's say there's a patient beside him, and let's say he's coughing a lot, and then you cannot ask the hospital authorities that, why this person has come here, when you yourself are being treated for some disease. So you are in a disease condition and you are telling other person that this disease person what he is doing here. So some people will have cough, some people will have fever, everybody has their own anarthas, everyone will have their own disease, and the best thing is they are in the hospital. So when, it happens, right, when you are having disease and you're in hospital, you have some confidence that, okay, I will be saved. At least there is someone who is taking care of me and I'm in the process. So therefore, in this verse, we see that Arjuna is bit bewildered that how can I fight? And he's like becoming weak emotionally, physically also, because that is taking on his body, that emotion of fighting with the own family members. And therefore Krishna is trying to convince him by different verses that how he can overcome this emotional weakness. And so if somebody in such a situation, if he sincerely calls out the Lord, so this Mahamantra is nothing but calling the Lord. So like for example, in the case of Draupadi, she was the wife of the Pandavas. So Arjuna was one of the Pandavas. So when she was getting disrobed in the assembly of Kuru, so that time she first tried to take help from all the different people who were present there, different warriors that were present. And there were warriors like Bhishma Dev, Dronacharya, very, very powerful warriors were there. So what she thought, maybe they will help me, and then she went to each and every warrior trying her luck that, if not Dronacharya, then Bhishma Dev, he will help me. But nobody helped her. And at last, she knew that nobody is going to help, and then she called out Krishna's name. And how she called out, she raised both her hands and called out Lord's name. And when, like for example, it is mentioned that the name of the Lord and the personality of the Lord, it's not different, it's absolutely same. So then when she called, then the Lord immediately came in the form of sari. So because Dushasan was disrobing her, and then Krishna expanded himself in the form of unlimited sari. So, and she was saved. So that because of that desperation, the Lord heard her voice, So this Mahamantra is also a desperation to the Lord that please, help, please engage me in your service. And that's what this Mahamantra is all about, by calling the Lord that please help me, please engage me in your service so that I can be purified. And that's the merciful nature of the Lord, that he can go to any extent to protect the devotee. So for Lord, there is, when it comes to devotees, protection of devotees, he can go to any extent. So we can see in the pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in this earth 500 years before. So he incarnated to deliver everyone by chanting the Mahamantra, by distributing the process of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So there was no question of him, taking any weapon. Like for example, in the incarnation of Lord Krishna, he took the weapon. He was destroying all the Kshatriyas who were not following the principles. But here in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was in a merciful incarnation, merciful form to distribute the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But when Jagai and Madai, these were two sinful people, when they tried to offend, tried to attack Nityanand Prabhu, so Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very angry. And even though he was not supposed to, call out any weapon, he called Sri Sudarshan Chakra. Okay, because that was against the incarnation rules. The Lord also has certain rules. But just because somebody has attacked his devotee, he forgot all the rules. To hell with the rules. And then he called Sudarshan Chakra. But then Nityanand Prabhu tried to convince Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that this is not the incarnation for you to, because if you kill these two people, how many people will you kill? Everybody is like that, sinners, sinful. So then you will have to completely wipe off the world. Then nobody will remain. So you have to, whatever you are preaching by Krishna consciousness or by distributing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you have to kill the people like that, transform them. So but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in a very angry mood because of Madai hitting, Nityanand Prabhu, and somehow Nityanand Prabhu, handled the situation. And we also see this in Mahabharata, when during the battle, Krishna had promised that he will not lift any weapon. Okay, so he had promised to the Kuru warriors that he will be just with Arjuna as a chariot driver, but he will not take any weapon. But he saw that there was a danger of Arjuna being killed, by Bhishma Dev. And just to save Arjuna, because Arjuna was not listening to kill Bhishma Dev, not to attack Bhishma Dev, because Bhishma Dev was his grandfather. So he was great grandfather. So he was like, bit hesitant to attack Bhishma Dev. So therefore Krishna was at a point that now Bhishma Dev will kill Arjuna. And in order to save Arjuna, he picked up the wheel to attack Bhishma Dev. And that's the point, because Lord is breaking his own promise, He's the Supreme Lord, he has to follow, right? Whatever he is saying. So before the battle, he is taking a vow that he will not lift any weapon. But here we see he is breaking that rule, that promise he is breaking. But why he is breaking, that is important. He is breaking for his devotee. So therefore the Lord can go to any extent to protect his devotee. And there is always this competition, that who is merciful. The Lord is merciful or the devotee is merciful. So Lord is showing mercy here, but Nityanand Prabhu, he is the devotee of is the first devotee of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So he is displaying more compassion. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants to kill Jagai Madai, Nityanand Prabhu is someone who is stopping him. Please, you don't. So there is always this competition between devotee, and of course the devotee is more merciful. Like in Radha Krishna, so if somebody is approaching Krishna, he will say, "Go away, you sinner." But if somebody goes to Radharani, then what happens? Radharani, she has a very, very merciful nature. So in fact, the Radha and Krishna, both are same only, same person. It's just the female version of Krishna. And it is said, for example, even in material world, it is said that the emotion of a mother or the caring nature of mother, nobody can surpass that. So in Radha and Krishna, if you approach Krishna through Radharani, then no matter how sinful a person is, then by mercy of Radharani, that person gets delivered or gets chance to, So therefore, if one approaches through Radharani, then getting the mercy of Krishna is very easy. is very very easy, and because Lord Krishna cannot say no to Radharani. So if Krishna rejects, then if somebody goes to Radharani, then Radharani says, please accept this person, he is nice, he did this seva there in that Amsterdam temple, he picked up one bucket, and he served the devotees. So like that, Radharani can refer you, and the Lord cannot say no. So therefore, by this, there is another principle of serving the devotees. Okay, because of course, like for example, if you want to meet some very important person, let's say president, of a country, or some very very high post person. So there are two ways. One is like if you are very influential, you can directly meet. But if you are an ordinary person, then the another way is to somehow take attention of the servant who is serving that person. So because if you have a relation with that servant, what that servant can do, that servant can book an appointment for you, because we have pleased that person, and that servant can tell, okay, please, at least talk once with that person. So that's the another way. So similarly, if you want to approach the Supreme Lord, there are two processes. One is to directly approach, and good luck to all of you if you want to do that, because then it's like very difficult. But the another is like approaching the Lord through the devotees, to the pure devotees. So if you serve the pure devotee, then that pure devotee can recommend. Like for example, I gave the example of Radharani. So there is one pastime that happened during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is the pastime of Kalidas. So this Kalidas was a very great devotee of the Lord, but the unique quality of Kalidas was he used to take blessings or take remnants of the devotees. He used to follow the devotees. So he used to call devotees for lunch or dinner at the So he used to call the devotees to his home and then serve them, and at the end he used to eat the remnants, the leftover food of these devotees. And it's not that he was doing ritually, that okay, somebody has said that if you eat the leftover, it will be nice, you will progress. No, he had that conviction from his heart. He was 100% convinced, and he was doing this with many devotees. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he is the Paramatma, he is the super soul within the heart, he knew about this. And so every day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to first visit the Jagannath Puri temple, and then he used to go to other places. So one day in the morning when he reached the temple, so before going inside, there is a, we normally wash our feet and hand and then enter. So there was a place near the gate where Mahaprabhu used to wash his feet. And then he went there. So Kalidas, he, just took the dust of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet there. So normally nobody was allowed to touch the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It was strictly forbidden. But when Kalidas did that, Mahaprabhu did not stop him. So that was he was the only devotee where Mahaprabhu did not stop. And so what he did, basically he drank the water which cleaned Mahaprabhu's feet. So he did once, Mahaprabhu did not say anything, but when he tried to do it again, then Mahaprabhu stopped. But basically you can see the most important thing that you can get from the Lord was given to him. And the reason was because he was following this process through the devotees. He was trying to attain the mercy of the Lord through the devotees, and that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu allowed. So I was also explaining about that how everybody can approach. So like that we have many devotees who have been practicing for many years this process of Krishna consciousness. So of course in the beginning what is required is a faith, a faith that this process will help, because if you don't have faith, then we cannot do anything in life. In order to do something, there has to be faith. So even in spiritual life, it starts with Ato Shraddha, which is faith. So like faith that, okay, let me try this. Okay, I'm seeing one of my friend getting transformed. There is something. So that's the starting point where one can start the process. And after faith, then sadhu sang. So basically when you have faith, okay, this process can help. And when you start it, then we have the association of devotees. So for example, if you want to become expert in certain field, then what you will do? You will learn this field with some like-minded people, right? Because that's easier, because what happens, that person will share some notes, share some experiences. Okay, this is the way to do it, you're doing it in a wrong way. So similarly in spiritual life, we have this process of associating with devotees. What we are doing by coming here in the temple, where we have like-minded people. Okay, we cannot go and do satsang in some disco, and expect people will discuss all these things. No, because there the association is different, and those people go there who want that kind of association. But association is important. Even if you want to drink, you always associate, right? I mean, go with that kind of who likes to drink. So with devotees, if somebody wants to progress, then we have this association of devotees. So that's the second process. So we have total 9 steps of devotional service, of progressing in devotional service. So if somebody completely follows these 9 steps, of course, some are like it happens automatically, some are you have to endeavor. For example, the sadhu sangha. This is something you have to endeavor. One has to endeavor to come to temple. One has to endeavor to make an appointment with a devotee. One has to endeavor to have a discussion. One has to endeavor to attend a seminar or something, attend a retreat. So that endeavor is required. So faith, sadhu sang. Then when somebody does this very nicely, then the third stage comes, which is anartha nivritti, which is cleaning of the heart. Okay, so basically, lifetime after lifetime, we have accumulated so much dust within the heart. There is so much anartha, so much non-important things within our heart, which have been collected from many lifetimes. So in order to clean this, so therefore we have this process of chanting. So when somebody starts chanting, then the process it cleans the heart. That's the anartha nivritti. So therefore, in the beginning of the Chiksashtakam, the verse comes Cheto Darpana Marjana Bhava Maha Davag Nirvapana. So basically, if you want to understand how much impure is, like when you go to a room which is full of dirt, and when you see the mirror, what you see, you don't see your face, you see all dirt. So in order to see your own face, what you have to do? You have to first remove the dirt. Then you can see yourself. So same thing is in our case also, with our heart. Currently we cannot see, Lord in our heart because there is so much dirt. But this process of chanting Maha Mantra, what it does, it purifies, it removes that dirt. And once that dirt is removed, we are able to see the Lord. So that's the third stage where the cleaning of the heart happens, and that is very important. That's without this cleaning of the heart, it's not possible to go next stage. So therefore, faith you have started, and then you are trying to associate with devotees, and when you are trying to associate with devotees, trying to chant the Maha Mantra, then the third is happening. So you will not come to know, you will not notice that, but of course in your behavior, in your thinking, you can notice that what I was before, what I am now. Of course, it's not completely gone at this stage. There is still a lot of anarthas, but at least there were some things which were very natural to me before, but now it's not bothering me. Okay, so that's the process. And also one should have a lot of patience, because as I mentioned, lifetime after lifetime we have accumulated this, and it's not going to go. So like for example, if you're going in a car at a very full speed, very high speed, and suddenly if you try to take a turn, what will happen? It will be a crash. So if you want to take a turn, how it happens? You have to slow down, then take turn, and then. So similarly here we have accumulated the dust or the anarthas, unwanted things from so many lifetimes, that first we will have to realize that there is dirt. So that realization should come. Okay, there is something wrong because many people don't even know that what they are doing, or there is something wrong in my heart, or wrong I am doing. So that consciousness, or that to come, that understanding, that itself is very difficult. So that's where we will understand. Okay, so sometimes people say that after chanting, I think many negative things are coming up. I was not so negative before, but actually it's not negative. You are realizing that those things are negative. That's the difference. It was there before also, but the realization was not there that it's negative. But now after chanting, you feel that okay, and you become conscious, right? Like for example, if somebody is in this process and then he tries to go away. So if you speak to such devotees, they will say that many things that they were doing before coming to Krishna consciousness, they were doing it, freely. But now they have left the process, but they are not able to enjoy in that same mode. Why? Because then you have got that understanding that that's wrong. And therefore some people will try to stop you. Don't go there. Don't accept that process, because then you will not be able to enjoy. But the thing is that, and of course the material world you will not be able to enjoy in a materialistic way, but in a spiritual way. Like for example, Prabhupada created this process where early in the morning 4:30 the devotees, they chant and they dance. Okay. So like Bhagavad Gita mentions, for materialist, what is day, that is night for the spiritualist. And what is night for materialist, that is day, or that's the beginning. So for materialist, they end their day after partying, maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and devotees, they start the Mangal Aarti and all after 4. So, I mean, who dances, in the morning? So if they are not enjoying, who will dance? So enjoyment is definitely there, but it's there in the, not as per the dictionary of the materialist, but it is there as per the spiritual principles. So that is definitely there. But yeah, if somebody so therefore it is said that who is fortunate, who is unfortunate, and who is most unfortunate. So fortunate is a person who comes to this process of Krishna consciousness. Unfortunate, who has never been contacted by devotees, who never came to this process. And most unfortunate is who has come, but then he did not utilize, and then he went again back. So therefore this anartha nivritti, or removal of this, is very important. And then after that, the Ato Shraddha Sadhu Sang Bhajan Kriya. Then after anartha nivritti is Bhajan Kriya. So Bhajan Kriya process means basically, so one is not doing the negative things, another is following the positive things, or doing purposefully the positive things, which is chanting the Maha Mantra, okay, associating with devotees, reading the books, again very important, foundation principles. So everything is important, like all these things I'm mentioning, it's a package basically. So if you take only one, if you neglect the other, then okay, because if you start chanting and only chant and don't read books, then after some time you will think, why I am chanting? So by reading these spiritual books, you will have that conviction why you are chanting, why you are doing certain process. It's a process, right? You offer arti, you offer incense, you do different steps, you do different process. There will be arti after this, why we are dancing. So to know all these things, it's very important. In the beginning you can start, but in order to maintain for lifetime, to have this understanding is very important, and that's why reading these spiritual books on a regular basis is very important. So that's all comes under the Bhajan Kriya process, the fourth process, the fourth step, and that is again very important. And after that, once you do all these four, then the next stage is Nishtha. You become convinced that this is the process. And then after Nishtha, you have Ruchi, then you develop a taste. So once you are convinced, then after some, you develop a taste. So now, like we are like a jaundice patient, we don't have taste. So for a jaundice patient, if you give sugarcane juice, so it's normally it's very sweet, right? But for a jaundice patient, if he drinks, he will throw it away because it's bitter for a jaundice patient. So that's the same sugarcane juice. For one person is enjoying, the jaundice patient is not enjoying. But that's the same for a jaundice patient. That is the medicine. He has to drink that, and slowly, that bitter taste becomes sweet taste. So that's the stage of ruchi. So now we are feeling like a burden. In the morning, taking the beads, chanting Maha Mantra. Okay, see, in the beginning, when you just start, you feel very enthusiastic. Yeah, you sit and take a shower, everything. But after few days, after it, then you will feel bit, what is this I'm doing? It's not working or something like that. But one has to keep continuing that. That's what the Acharya spiritual teachers tell us. No matter at any point, if you feel, that boring or something, but the thing is that is the medicine. one has to continue doing that process. One has to continue following the morning program. And when one does that, then that same that is feeling getting bored, you will then look for what is your beats. A time will come when you will see, you will like be very much hankering for chanting more. And we hear the example of Haridas Thakur. He was born as a Muslim, but during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lifetime he was there, and he used to chant every day 192 rounds, which is like almost 22 hours he was chanting, and rest 2 hours he was taking rest, having food, doing all the other activities. So how can one chant for 22 hours? Because he had that taste. So that is the stage he reached, the stage of taste. So once one has that, then there is no need to tell such a person to do anything, because he has that taste. And then after this stage, we have the stage of attachment, when you are completely attached to the process, that there is nothing else you want, you only want this. And then after that, the final, that's the fruit that comes, is bhav and prem, which is the love. So when one has developed the love for the Lord, then there is nothing more. Okay, nothing more that you want, because you have that pure love for Lord. And then whatever you do, then it's out of love. It's not that you are doing. So like there are two types of bhakti. One is Raganuga bhakti, and one is following the rules and regulations and doing the bhakti which we are doing. Like for example, Vaidhi bhakti. So one is like following the rules and then you do the service. Another is spontaneous. Like, you don't have to tell Prabhu, now you have to do this, you have to do that. That's spontaneous, that comes out of love. So that's Raganuga Bhakti. And that is the highest stage. But we cannot imitate such devotees, such pure devotees, and just go on to that stage. No, one has to follow the bhakti of rules and regulations, following the rules and regulations, and then doing the spiritual activities. And then slowly, eventually we will reach to the stage of bhava and prem, final stage. Okay, if we have 5 minutes, if anybody has any questions or comments. Yeah.
I can make.
It's okay. Yeah.
The different stages of bhakti. Can we say like every tradition has saints?
Saints.
They perform extraordinary austerities and have some devotion to God. So can we say that they must be on some of the higher stages in order to be able to do whatever they're doing for God, even if they're from another tradition?
Yeah. I mean, even if they are in the other tradition, but whatever they are doing, there is no loss. So that's what the verse is we were discussing in the beginning, that where Krishna is saying that in this endeavor. So when we say endeavor, if somebody is in another process also, but he has a pure heart or genuine desire to approach the Lord, okay, to go towards the Lord, or to not follow these materialistic principles. So even though they will not accept this process, they will do some other process. But in that process, like even Prabhupada used to mention, right, that if he clearly said that we are not telling people to become Hindu. Even if you are Christian, be a good Christian, because that's how you will progress. Of course, that will be a slow, but then at least you are in that path. At least you have boarded the train. It will go slow. It will eventually take you to, like, even there are many friends of mine who were not devotees of Krishna, but they used to worship some other, Devi, Devta or demigods. But eventually they came to Krishna because they were following that particular process very sincerely. So at least that will help you to come to this stage. And of course, these stages that I explained it specifically to Krishna consciousness, where bhava and prem is generally for the Supreme Lord. So that will, at least they will start somewhere in that process and then eventually reach. Yeah.
You spoke about Raganuga Bhakti and Vaidhi Bhakti, and the point is, if you want to go to the level of Raganuga Bhakti, you have to associate with somebody who has that, and that is also sadhusanga.
Yeah.
Because if you only associate with for devotees who are in Vaidhi Bhakti, you don't gonna get to Raganuga.
Correct.
So that's a very important point.
Yeah. Very nice. Actually, it is mentioned that for a devotee, he should associate with three kinds of people, three kinds of devotees. One whom you can guide, like some neophyte who came just now. Then one who is your friend, is on the same level as you, so that you can share your own, I'm lacking here, and definitely one who is more advanced than you, because then you will, then you will also advance. But if you only associate with neophytes, then it will not help. You will be where you are. So one has to associate with all these three kinds of devotees in order to have fruitful Krishna consciousness process. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it's, in the beginning you mentioned that. Oh, sorry. In the beginning you mentioned that there is a danger that you go back to the animal form.
Yeah.
So how I see it is that you're in the material world. This is the highest position you have, the body, not the human body.
Yeah.
But in the spiritual world, they have also animals there. So how you can explain that? For example, if I'm a bird there, I have a relationship also with Krishna, but because we are that this is eternal. So how can you have a better body than a bird? That you get more close to Krishna.
No, but I am talking about material world.
Yes.
8,400,000 species in the material world.
Yeah.
But you are talking of spiritual world, right? The bird,
Yes.
but that's different, right? It's a different world.
Yes.
So this 8,400,000 that you will get inside, it's in the material world only.
Okay.
And that's a danger, right? Because that's not like spiritual world. In the spiritual world, bird is also same conscious as a normal other body. Because that's a
Everybody is
spiritual world.
self-realized.
Everybody is self-realized.
Okay.
Yeah, even the stone, even the plant, everything is like conscious and self-realized. Everybody is serving the Lord. The grass is serving for Krishna to put his feet, and he's very happy when Krishna puts his feet. So each and every entity is
That's
self-realized. Yeah, it's prayed. So they are in different stage. So if you get a bird body, you are like in spiritual world, then there is nothing. But the species that I was talking was specifically for the material world. Yeah. I think we are, 5 o'clock. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
Jai Guru Chandra ki
Jai.
Shiva Jaya Jaya Guru Chandra ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati ki jai, Ananti Koti Vaishnavanda ki jai, Brahmacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai, Prem ko Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda ki jai, Sri Karunanitai Gaura Chandra ki jai, Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kuntarad Gopiri Govardhana ki jai, Hari Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Nath Dham ki jai, Dwarka Dham ki jai, Ayodhya Dham ki jai, Jagannath-puri Dham ki jai, Hari Nam Sankirtan ki jai, Ranjananda Bukti Sri ki jai, Oh, glory to the Son of God.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, glory to the Son of God. Oh, glory to the Son of God. Oh, glory to the Lord Sri Sri Guru and Gaura Jai Sri Hare
And sing up.
So we will sing a prayer for protection. The Lord grant you again. Namaste So next we will perform the worship for Tulasi Maharani. She looks like a plant, she is a plant, but she is also a pure devotee of Krishna. So, and it says that in the mantra we will chant, one of the mantras, at some point in the worship we will go around, step by step. We can all take the opportunity to water her, not too much, little water. And by doing that we will get the mercy of Tulsi Devi. Our sinful reactions will be destroyed with every step that we take. So it's a good idea. First we will offer obeisances. Don't be shy, just go along with it. Even if you've never done it, it's very beneficial. Vrindaye Tulasi Devyaya Priyaye Kesavasya Vishnu Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavachai Namo Namaha Vrindaye Tulasi Devyaya Priyaye Kesavasya Vishnu Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavachai Namo Namaha Vrindaye Tulasi Devyaya Priyaye Kesavasya Vishnu Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavachai Namo Namaha Srimati Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Namo Namo Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Namo तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य विष्णु भक्ति प्रद देवी सत्यवती नमो Vrindaye tulasi devyaye priyaye kesavasya Vishnu bhakti pradi devi sajjavate namo Vrindaye tulasi devyaye priyaye kesavasya Vishnu bhakti pradi devi sajjavate namo Mati Tulsi Maharani, Vrinda Devi ki.
Hare Krishna, please take a seat. Again, thank you for coming today to this contemplative feast. First of all, I would like to thank our lecturer of today, Ms. Ganesh Srivasandar Prabhu. Please give him a big Haribol. Cooks of today, Jai Shri Mataji, assisted by Pramila Mataji. Some big Haribol also. Tosha Krishna Prabhu also cooked today. Haribol! The flowers on the altar today were done by Sophia Mataji, also big Haribol to her. And of course our pujaris today, Richarani Mataji, but also many thanks to Ashtasaki Mataji, Janakinath Prabhu, Ananta Prem Prabhu, Premalata Mataji, and Muktidatri Mataji. Please give them a big Haribol! Haribol! And Rangaratika Mataji, also big Haribol to her.
Jagadish Prabhu.
Jagadish Prabhu, Ananta Garanga Prabhu, I don't know who is else in the group, but all big Haribol to them. And of course, also everyone else who does some volunteering thing, leading bhajans, shopping, doing shoppings, wash dishes, clean the temple floor, or helps financially in some way. Also a big Haribol to them all. Haribol! Then I would like to pray for Rumyana Trivonava Mataji, who is diagnosed with cancer. So it's really sad. Rumyana Mataji. I think she's a Russian Mataji.
She comes on Harinam.
Yes.
Let's chant one time for mantra for her.
Yes, so we would like to chant 3 times the Mahamantra, to pray to Lord Krishna to help her, for her speedy recovery. So please chant with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. So again, it's really sad news, and we hope that she recovers soon. But we will keep you updated. Thank you so much. So I'm waiting till something comes on the screen.
Something.
Yes, but for some reason today is not my day.
Yeah, tuurlijk wel.
Yes,
It's a small thing.
Yes, it's good.
Yes, coming. So I was talking about financial help. We are working now on our website on a new platform to support this whole thing, because the temple needs donations.
because we have to maintain this building and all the programs, but also to give the devotees a chance to do something for Lord Krishna, for their own spiritual growth and benefit. So on our website till now it was not really that attractive for me. So that's why we want to move the whole donation page to another domain, where we have more freedom in design and possibilities. So this is still in beta, so testing, but I want to show you where we are going, because we're thinking about having subscriptions. This is just an example. So everyone can just choose whatever he or she wants to donate on a monthly basis. And then we are still thinking about what we can give back for this several categories. So it is now already possible to become some kind of member, to donate monthly, but it is going by forms, and we saw that it's not really attractive to people to assign themselves. So we hope this will help better. Now this moment it is already working, but only with credit card and PayPal, so we're still working on the ideal thing. But soon this will be our default donation page. And then you will see on my website, it will direct you to this one. Of course, also the one-time payment options, they will stay. So if you want to donate, for example, you want to sponsor a Sunday feast, for example, if your birthday or some achievement you have, or just because you want to serve the Lord, it will still be possible. Also still looking for a new temple building, of course, which also needs lots of funds. Or an open donation, and this we will expand, so more options will come. So please keep an eye on our website, on our newsletter, because it will be announced there, but soon this will be, the website will direct you to this. And if you want to give now a donation, it's really welcome. We have in the hall PIN machine or cash options, so will be really appreciated. Then I also want to show you the events that are upcoming. On 13th of May, we will have the Kirtan Mela in the Oranjekerk, close by. Other way, sorry. Followed the next day, 14th of May, by the Holy Name Retreat. And this year, His Holiness Satchidananda Swami Maharaj will come, both days. So it's really nice and auspicious. So we would like to invite you to be part of these both events. It is necessary that you register yourself. That can be on the website. On our website, iskonamsterdam.nl, there are links to where you can buy the tickets. But please be soon, because we have limited space. So if you want to join these events, then please be soon. And before that, we have of course the King's Day Mahaharinam on April 27th. So normally it was His Holiness Kadambakananda Swami Maharaj who led this Harinam. He was actually our king that day. Unfortunately, he left us now, but he stated in his will that we should continue with this Harinam. So that we want to do. So we are already organizing this. Lots of devotees are here already coming, so you please join us. We will start from, I think, downstairs here, and we'll walk to the city to the partying people to bring them the holy name. So, yeah, more information will come in our newsletter upcoming weeks. Other events on 4th of May.
Can we add some? There's one before that. Maybe you saw the poster, the 26th, April 26th. There's His Holiness Swami Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj. He's giving a lecture in Almere. I don't know where you all are living, but it's going to be very nice. Do you have the poster?
Yes, I have them somewhere. I can put it in newsletter also and distribute it to you all.
Yeah, because we will start 12 o'clock from Almere Centraal Station with a Harinam, meaning chanting, dancing in the city streets. It's very joyful. Then we will do some book distribution. Then we will go to the venue for the program. This program starts at 4 o'clock. This Maharaj is very extraordinary. He's very bright and he's very inspiring. So we all need some inspiration every now and then. So I would encourage everyone to take advantage. It's pretty central, Almere. It's even more central than Amsterdam, even though we don't think so. But in the country, Almere is more in the middle. So maybe it's easier for you to come. Yeah, please come.
But I think it is also in honor of Kadambakanda Maharaj, is it?
Well, there's one Mataji, her name is Gita Govinda. She's actually opening a preaching center in her house. And that is the opening program for that. So it's, and her guru asked her, who is Kadambakanda, asked her to preach. So it's, it's also nice to support and encourage the projects of individual devotees. And it's pretty rare that someone is willing to open their house to anybody, you know, who does that. I'm not doing that yet, I'm not on that level. But she is, so let's go. And also there will be nice meal also, of course, nice prasad.
So, you're all invited by this.
Ja, 12 uur, centraal van Almere Centrum, Harinam. 26 april.
Okay. Thank you. Like I said, 4th of May, the Singha Chaturdashi. That is the same day as the remembrance of the victims of the Second World War. So I'm not sure how the program will be, but
When is Rothu Yatra?
Yeah, 15th of July.
That's after.
That's after, yes.
The Shinga Day.
First, the Shinga Deel, Prelude's Day. So we will inform you again through our newsletter. And 15th of July, we are planning the Red Yatra. So it's still in planning modus. We are still organizing it, but just so that you already know, you can
Keep it
put
free.
in your agenda. Keep it free indeed.
Don't go on holiday.
No. So because it will be really extraordinary again. So let's switch this off. Are there any first-time comers over here today? Who is today for the first time in this temple?
Not for years. Yeah.
Yes. So we tend to give a small token of appreciation to our first-time visitors.
Okay, this. Okay, sure.
Is het allemaal Engels?
Please, can you raise your hands again?
Who is here for the first time?
Can you read English? Of course.
Anyone else?
She's my wife,
It's
so I
okay.
think.
No, two. Nice. No.
Two different books.
Geef hem ook eentje.
No, we just
Is Netherlands of English?
They're for the first time here, also, right?
Waar is hij dan?
Wie nog meer?
Raise your hand.
Is Netherlands?
English or?
English of Netherlands? Netherlands.
Wil je Nederlands boekjes?
Ja, Netherlands.
Ja, wij moeten Nederlands boekjes. Ja, we hebben daarin. Is heel leuk.
Hij heeft al.
Ah ja.
Oké.
Okay, so thank you. If you are able to, please come more often. It would be nice to have this community building together. So thank you again. So our program will continue till 6:30 with Bhajan. Prasadam is packed in the hallway. So if you leave, please pick up your prasadam box.
No prasadam here?
No, it's just one time in the month.
Okay.
Yes. So the first Sunday of the month, remember, then it's prasadam.
Yes, okay.
Thank you so much. See you next time. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Oh, there is no.
Je hebt genoeg te... Oh ja.
Sri Karna Gaura Chandra ki. I don't know where my phone is.
Yeah, she's
Feature from. Romila says she can.
We're from Ukraine, I think. Oh no, Croatia. Can you play again? You play really nice. Miranda.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. What's your name?
Maturananda.
Oh, Maturananda dance. Nice. What is that? Thanks. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Maybe we can turn this lights off. Here, is that a bit? Sorry to jump. Nice Easter touches to the altar. Did you see? De bunnies en de nar en de gele tulpjes. Gele altaar. It's nice Easter colors. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
Krishna Krishna
Charanaravinda, Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada ki, ISKCON BBT Founder Charya Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki, Prem Srila Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Alle eer aan de verzamelde toegewijden. All glories to Sri Guru en Gauranga. ISKCON Amsterdam ki!
Very nice.